Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christian.
And I'm Daniel.
And this is the Christian and
Daniel Show. Welcome, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to Wednesday. It's hump day.
We want to welcome everybody who's watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Thank you for joining us today. If you're watching us on YouTube, do us a favor. Will you scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and let you know every time there's a new show on the air. And we have shows all week long. Plus, we need the subscribers, so we're going to go ahead.
If we get to 100,000, we get that cool silver medallion from YouTube. I mean, guys who do shows about airplanes are getting 100,000 subs. So, hello. I think we're more entertaining than a 787. We are. And we want to thank the people who help us, too. Our errant stage manager, Gabe Lito. Our artistic director, I'll say it, Checo Doria.
Checo Doria, sorry.
For your assist. No, let me finish then. And then we have an amazing music director who gave us the wonderful theme song that you hear and I sing with every time we do our show. And his name is Kalama. And guess what, everyone? Bum, bum, bum. Kalama is here.
Kalama's here. Hello, Mr. Kalama.
He will be laughing and playing with us tonight, folks. We are all here. And if you have questions, well, you can ask. We may not care, but you can ask. No, just kidding.
We might not answer, but you can ask.
I want our silver medallion.
I will smile and nod.
Mr. Kalama, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. It's been awesome to finally be on the show, besides just as musical director, and get to hang out with you guys. And yeah, this is fun already. I mean, we had a little pre-show fun, so I think we're going in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. What I like now I'm hearing a Hawaiian accent, a very slight Hawaiian accent.
Yeah, I mean, when one or more other Hawaiians is in the room, we have a pigeon. I don't know why it comes out like that.
It comes out a little bit, yeah. Y'all, bro.
Now you're gonna make me want some.
What?
Moco Loco.
Oh, Loco Moco.
Loco Moco.
Poco Loco.
Moco Loco. Crazy boogers? No, not crazy boogers, people.
You mean?
Is that Pollo Loco is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's what he's really trying to say.
The Mexican in me is like, you're confusing the plates, sir.
I remember you saying Loco Moco, no rice, 2 scoop mac salad. They all like, you got it, bro.
Well, we're so happy to see you. I mean, you're on the show every week, but this is your first official time here on the show. So thank you.
Now people can see behind the artistic curtain and see the gentleman responsible for the theme song that is loved by so many.
It was fun to watch it in the intro video. I was like, oh yeah, I remember doing that. That was a lot of fun.
Good evening, Mr. Kilgo.
Hey Wayne, how you doing?
Wayne.
Just in case, funny enough, we were talking about ramen noodles right before the show, and actually I was wrong on my dates. Today is, among other days, today is National Noodle Day. So,
okay.
For all you people
so,
out there.
To celebrate, Daniel will have a bowl of noodles tonight.
You know what? I did on the way. I saw in my crate with food a cup of noodles, and I have a little
crate of food.
Well, from the lockdown, I put everything in a crate so it wouldn't go bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, is someone just leaving you crates of food at your door? Hello?
Yes.
I like that.
Out here in the village of Laguna Beach.
Oh wow.
I have just leave you crates and chickens to kill for the.
Yes, they're all like, here's a burro and here's your chicken.
Noodlegram.
Yeah, noodlegram.
Dinner, turkey pot pie.
Hello. How come he's never delivered one to us?
Just saying, when time is dinner.
Just saying, you only make it for you. Hello, greedy.
So you're talking about food? Yeah. Well, actually, Kai and I had lunch today together, so that was kind
Oh, that's right. You guys went to, let me guess, Carlos?
Is there any
Only
other
place
place?
Daniel seems to ever eat lunch is Carlos.
If that restaurant could talk, some of the best conversations I've had have been at Carlos over Chelsea Salsa.
Well, what do you, now, did you get your menudo like you usually do?
I did not have menudo today. I had my
know you've
second
been
favorite.
different for a while.
Well, okay. So the only reason I didn't have menudo today is because I had lunch there yesterday, and I had menudo.
I know he had menudo yesterday.
I don't know. So today I had carne asada, and their carne asada is really good.
Oh, good. Did they make your corn tortillas nice and crispy?
Not as crispy as I usually like, but I think it's depending on the cook that's in the bag. But but it is
you
funny
order
that no matter
in Spanish, Daniel?
Oh yeah.
Because as long as you order in Spanish, your point should get across.
Well, the funny thing is that no matter who I go with, like they just know. They're like,
oh, they always they know you
they
well.
just know me.
Like I said, every lunch, anytime you go to lunch, it seems to be at Carlos. Even though Carlos is delicious. Carlos is in Dana Point. And it's right off the piece. It's right on the PCH. Super easy to get to. And in fact, if you're on the 5, it's super close. Like only like maybe a mile and a half from the exit for PCH from on the 5, and it's right there on the right. It's easy to turn into when you're going that way.
But it's for anybody, if you're ever in the Orange County area, if you're in Dana Point or Laguna Beach, Carlos Mexican Restaurants. I do not work for them. They do not sponsor the show, but they great service, good food. And a
good atmosphere.
A nice patio for a bunch of friends. We've held many of gatherings there. So anyway, go check it out. We were also talking right before the show started. Mr. Kalama's voice, that when we started, you had this really deep voice. Now, the question on my mind right now is, do you have different voices for different things? Like, do you talk to your friends in a certain voice? Do you answer the phone in a certain voice? Do you change your voices depending on where you are?
It's funny you say that.
It's funny. It's so funny.
So weird. I will say certain times. It also depends on like the time of day and the quality of the mic that I have on for sure. Which I have my really nice Apogee mic set up and everything, so that helps. But I will say whenever we're at Carlos, actually whenever ever with Daniel, like the Queen comes out a little bit more than usual.
Everyone has a queen and a little queen in them.
A little bit, and it may have a bit of a deeper voice. Actually, no, I'd say it's a little bit of a higher timbre when I'm hanging out with Daniel. So yeah, I'm the voice sometimes automatically chameleons, and like we were talking about earlier, Christian, like if I hang out with any of like my Hawaiian friends, family, or stuff like that, especially in Hawaii, like it just comes out, and I feel like a bit of a poser when I stop doing it because I'm like, oh, what just happened? Like somebody took me over and I'm talking in a different way. But it just kind of goes on autopilot, honestly.
Oh yeah. To clarify, everyone, in Hawaii, which is the proper enunciation. Hello.
How did I know you were going to say that?
In Hawaii, the locals speak a language called Pidgin, and it's spoken with a very heavy. I can't even do it. I just sounded like it's spoken with a really heavy accent, actually, and it's a Hawaiian accent. It's kind of like what's become the Hawaiian accent since the evil takeover from the white people, the Howleys. So it's pretty incredible. And the funny part, the reason I know it so well is because when I've been in Hawaii, which I used to go there quite a bit for work, I get people would start speaking Pidgin to me right away, like, and I'm like, same thing like when people speak Spanish to me, I'm like,
yeah. They're like, would you graduate?
What was that? I remember my partner who used to live in on the Big Island in Hilo. And I love Hilo. Oh, such a great little Hawaiian village feel. he took me to some beaches. I had said I'd heard about these beaches I want to go, and he goes, okay, but I didn't know that they were considered like local only, no, particularly no haulis allowed. And certainly, and I could have gone on, but if I opened my mouth, I would have been run out because he's like, "You're not a local. you freaking mainlander. Get out." And I remember there was like Hawaiian only beaches on the Big Island.
When we went to Hawaii, they did give you that look, like, where are you from? It's just like when we go to South Texas or anywhere in Texas, especially in South Texas, because my Spanglish kicks in.
Oh my God.
And I do hear, like you, like I hear my accent start changing. And but when I first arrived, people are like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Well, I live in California." It's like, "Oh yeah, you sound." I'm like, "No, I don't." But then 10 minutes.
California.
But it's weird for anybody who's watching and Texas. There's like, just like here in Orange County, like the 55 line in Texas. There's Victoria. There's a little town called Victoria, and that kind of separates like northern Houston area to South Texas. And as soon as I cross that line, the Spanglish just kicks in. It's just.
And it really does. Daniel like totally changed. And his voice, believe it or not, his voice, because he has that little beautiful like scratchiness to his voice. I'm maybe a little biased about that one, but it gets deeper. Like he sounds more butch when he's in South Texas. He's like, it doesn't get deep like this, but it's pretty close. And he starts like, blah 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 Spanglish, blah 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 blah. And
for those of you watching, for those of you watching the show, do you change your voice, or does your voice change? Because I also find that when I'm having a meeting, like when I'm having a networking meeting, I get very
matter of fact.
Like, let me tell you about our company. This is what we do. This is what we are.
Here are the bullet
and then all of a sudden it's like, girl, let me tell you what's going on.
And later on, like he'll tell me, "Oh my God, the meeting was so fab. I'm totally gagged. It was amazing."
So
like,
fabulous.
Who's not talking on the meeting just a few minutes ago?
So fantastic.
Yes, Estella, he has that beautiful scratchiness to his voice. I just loved it.
She says, "Yes, my voice changes. I will be in Texas next week." And I will
there you go.
Girl, you'll be all Spanglish when you get to Texas. Todo Mexicano when you get into the valley.
And what's funny is in RGV, it's actually Rio Grande Valley. It's actually like the Spanglish is different than like what you'd hear in like there's Spanglish everywhere, but it's unique down there. It is very different.
And you're right, Micah. There is the RGV butch.
Butch on the road, yes.
Órale, vato. Let's go have some tacos.
How would you say beautiful scratchiness in Spanish? Stumper.
No, I don't think it's the stumper.
Squeeze, meow, scratchy.
Ready for the Spanish. But your Christian is right. I'll think about what you asked in a minute. Because that is right. There's a different, like if you go to California border, it's a different Spanglish than it is in South Texas.
Oh yeah.
It's just different. And I can't speak for other places, but also like Rio Grande Valley, which is like South Texas,
South.
to border town like El Paso, Jalisco. Like it's different. People talk different.
What's the place that is near your sister?
Rascate la Belleza. That sounds a little nasty there.
Rascate what?
Rascate la Belleza.
Oh, I like that. I need to learn that. It does sound kind of sexy.
Sounds rascally.
Because even for Kai, when you sing, you're like, it depends what song you sing.
Yeah.
Like I've heard you go really high, and I'm like, girl, and then all of a sudden you go like, whoa, like, hello, baby.
And understand, guests, that Kai is incredibly talented singer, so he can sing more than just in one register. While other people just can sing one register. That's about it. The range is not broad, but his is pretty broad. Because I've heard him funny on the Uka Day, when you were doing the Uka Day keeps the virus away. You really displayed your range in those songs, and each session. Those were really good too, by the way. That was a great thing you guys were doing. Well, you were
you
doing,
think.
and then your brother joined in towards the end.
Yeah. It's funny, like as a kid, I grew up, my dad was a singer and my mom was the choir director. And I remember singing in choir with my grandma, who is a soprano, it's the highest
Oh
register
yeah.
of the choir. And I remember like at one point, like me, like being able to hit notes higher than grandma. And I was just like, I kind of like this, and then my voice changed. And I was like, I don't know if I could do that anymore.
You're like, okay, Peter Brady.
Yeah.
I know it totally exactly sounded like Peter Brady when he tried to sing that one time on that episode.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've learned over the years, how to properly get, into the higher register, but I think naturally, like I'm a baritone, not necessarily a
Yeah,
natural
yeah.
bass, but yeah, I like to sing the spectrum, make it interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool. And it's a talent. It's a God-given talent. No, not everyone can do that. And with auto-tune, of course, anyone can be a pop star. Auto-tune the heck out of their voice.
I actually met the guy. I was at a show. I was playing poolside down in Carlsbad, and I have a loop pedal and everything. And with the loop pedal, I harmonize by myself. And this guy comes up and he was like, "What are you using?" Like, because there's pedals where you can just push a pedal and then you harmonize, but I do it live. And he said,
"I do it live." But that's because I'm so talented. Not everyone does that.
Some people use balls. I use Rio.
Yeah. So he comes up and he's like, "So what are you using for your harmonizer?" I'm like, I'm looping it. I'm doing it live. He's like, "Oh, I actually invented auto tune." I was like, "What?"
Like, you mean billionaire?
Yeah. He was in a robe. I mean, it all checked out, like.
Oh,
but
yeah, no doubt. I saw him on an interview, and he doesn't look like someone who invented auto tune.
We watched it on that pop music.
Pop music thing. He looks so unassuming. I'm like, that man did not invent auto tune. He did.
Yeah. He's, he loves math. He's not necessarily like a musician or, anything like that. And I remember telling him, I was like, "I saw you on Nova on PBS with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I know who you are," So it was kind of a fangirl moment. It was awesome.
That is amazing. And it's so cool that you surprised him because he probably thought you were using his auto tune. And oh no, I'm doing this on my own because I'm talented. Auto tune to make me sound good.
I didn't want to say it, but
yeah.
You're like, is that Memorex? No, it's live.
Just like it's like what are those movies, Daniel? The singing one, Anna Kendrick.
Pitch Perfect?
Pitch Perfect. When they do all the different tones. Understand, folks, you hear all those girls doing the different sounds, and it kind of Kai's doing that alone. He's making all those tones, and with these pedals, he records it, then he can make them play back his tone. So he's like singing with himself. It's really amazing.
Not to be confused with playing by himself.
Those girls need each other. Kai can do it on his own. He could have been the entire movie, Pitch Perfect.
And if you've never heard him sing live, you should definitely follow him and catch him. We'll post this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Instagram in a minute. And due respect to your brother, also. Hello, Ryan, in case you're watching. Alone, each one of them are awesome.
They're both talented. They both can sing. And hello, it sounds like they came from a place where a lot of singing was happening.
And if you followed Put It Together Conversations, the music on that show is from Ryan. Ryan wrote that music. And there used to be lyrics to it. It doesn't show it on the show anymore, but the lyrics were co-written by Ryan. So the Kalama brothers are a big part of Little Mexican Productions, Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger part than you think.
There you go.
Are you being a size queen right now, Kai?
When am I not?
Well, there was just a horrible skit on SNL this week. God bless her. Abby, whatever her name is. I hate to describe her this way. I'm not body shaming anyone.
Oh, 80 Bryant.
80 Bryant. She was playing a character on a show they were calling The Talk, which is like an imitation of The Voice. Or I guess an imitation of The Talk. I don't know what the other show's called.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, The View. She was doing it, and she kept talking about, well, my husband's hung like a horse, and I'm just. We know what you're gonna say, and she's all, oh, do you? Like every sentence she started was she talked about how well hung her husband was. It's like, Why would anyone want to know that? And why are you talking about that on national TV? But
Oh,
it was a funny skit.
This was one of the premiere episode of Saturday Night Live, which is, I don't know,
was this last weekend.
Yeah, which was really good. So
and had Owen Wilson as the host, which he's surprisingly mediocre funny.
Another pair of brothers in entertainment.
Yeah, and I guess they're
coincidence.
The youngest brother is the one that was in Charlie's Angels. Like they kind of fought to get him in because not Owen.
Luke
was in Charlie's Angels as the love interest, and I guess whenever they get movies, they try to get their younger brother in all of them with them,
and their older brother too.
They get like a bit part. And the older brother's hilarious. I think he's actually kind of the cutest of the four.
He's rugged. He's a lot more rugged than the other one.
And he's kind of bigger than them, like not bigger weight wise, but taller. And I loved it when he was doing the chauffeur and Drew Barrymore comes in and she like licks the steering wheel in the Bentley, and I'm like, oh my god, cochina, so dirty, escandalo.
We actually have a question for you.
Huh?
We have a question for you.
Oh.
At what age did you discover your inner creative talent?
It's Kai.
I'll take Karl. I mean, it works for me.
In his secret life, his name is Karl.
I'm Karl Jr. and Senior.
With the pocket protector.
I do need one of those. I'd say the first time I wrote a song when I was 12, but I've been singing since I was about 6 or 7. We sang in church. My dad was a performer with his brother, so I was on stage ever since I was a little kid. But the first song that I wrote it with my brother. It was called Darth Vader and the Emperor, and it was, you write what you know, and at that point I knew Star Wars more than anything else. But it was after kind of learning how to play guitar and then realizing like I can use this guitar in order to as a tool so that I can write music. And then my second song was this song called Problem Solver, which is really interesting. Basically the thrust of the song was, I know you have problems, but I'm not going to be able to help you. So go away.
Go away, toxic people. Leave my side. Do not be near me. I cannot hit you.
I was like, that's a lot for a 12-year-old. I don't know what was going on in life at the time, but I was just like, I cannot help you.
I can't have toxic friends, so you need to leave.
It sounds like the right before you like girls moment.
Yeah.
Girl, your problems are yours. I
don't want to
got new hairs growing. I got things to worry about.
Do I look like someone who's interested?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's right before. Don't worry, I don't call him by his name either, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is. Kalama.
That's gonna go. Another thing that's been on my radar, thinking about, because we talked about this a little bit before the show started, is do you, and this is for the audience too, do you consider yourself bougie? And if so, what was the thing that you were like, yeah, I'm bougie?
You mean like that, like this paper thin TV behind me? My powered electric couch? I don't know.
I said one, Ramirez, one thing.
No, I'm kidding. It's like, that doesn't make you bougie. Well, that doesn't make you bougie, Daniel. Liking nice things.
I'd say it's sparkling water for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly if you go to someone's house and they go, do you want still or sparkling? Then you're like, oh, you bougie bitch. You want bougie bitch. I can take tap water, please.
Yeah.
Only. I'm just like the common people.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's the bubbles that brought me to the bougie side.
I like how they tickle my nose when I'm drinking. It's so enjoyable.
The tickle makes me feel rich.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the tickle of bougie wealth. That's the tickle of comfort.
It's like I paid somebody to tickle me. It's not anymore.
And you're like, people do that, Kai. People do that?
Because we're all believing it. We're like, really?
There's a whole industry right now of people who just go to people's houses to cuddle with them. And they get
I heard about
really,
that.
really big money to cuddle with someone. Doesn't even have to be, no sex, nothing sexual. It's literally just cuddling because people are so desperate for physical contact and touch that they will pay someone hundreds of dollars for to lay with them for an hour or two cuddling. I think I'm like, holy moly. Like, if 20 years ago, if you'd said that, people would laugh you out of the room. They'd be like, are you serious? No one's going to pay for a cuddle. They want more than that. No.
If anybody ever gave me a coupon for a cuddle of the month club or some shit, I'd be like, no.
Because you're too bougie to take it. You're like, I ain't going to have some stranger in my bed.
There's an app called
That never happened before.
I'm not going to deny the fact that there's been strange people in my bed.
Yeah,
but I'm not a cuddler. It's just cuddling.
No, dear God. For Daniel, that would be the greatest waste of money ever. He would be I'll be happy if you just clean my house. Okay. For all the money they spend on you, you can just clean my house. You don't need to cuddle with me because I don't want anywhere.
Can I trade this in for tacos? Like, how many tacos is this? Like,
can you go cuddle the dishes, please?
Mm-hmm. Can you cuddle
the vacuum cleaner? It blows. It sucks.
Daniel.
Wait, I want to go back to this. I want to back to this comment. There's an app called Tickle Me.
Oh my Lord. Is it where you find people who will come over and tickle you?
Is that what it is, Micah? Like,
Micah, that's crazy.
Sounds about right. I'm sure. I mean, I took my account down, so I don't remember, exactly
how much I
charge for a good tickle. Do you sing to them while you're tickling them?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It is that.
You're killing me.
Micah, we want to know, have you used it, Micah? Have you used the Tickle Me?
That's insane. That's so crazy.
Tickle Me app.
Well, I could imagine having someone come over, so a stranger come to my house to tickle me. No, I've had them do it different ways, and I've not had a problem with that. But I think tickling and cuddling are weird. But I'm like, but I'll have someone come over and be completely intimate. So that's great. Intimate's the wrong word.
I'm going to take your silence as a yes, Micah.
I never, ever want to confuse sexual with intimacy because intimacy is totally different. But
two different things.
And I hate how people mix them up. And I'm like, I can't do that. But
I mean,
I'll put it this way. I have a memory, the tackiest memory I've ever had. And this is how bougie I am too. I remember I had a guy come over, and when I opened the door, and guys, this is high risk behavior, so I don't recommend it to anyone. But anyway, he had a bath towel on his arm and one of those big bottles of rain tree massage oil. It's from Neutrogena. It's like the worst smelling oil I could imagine. I hate the smell of it. And he's like, he goes, hey, are you Christian? I'm all, yeah, I told you I live alone. So who else is going to answer the door? Dumb. And I'm like, no, goodbye. I don't ever let that oil touch my body. And he was like, oh man, but I could just put the oil away. I can still come back. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm sorry. You failed. The bougie test is done. You're over. And I did. I turned around and sent him away. But I hate that oil so much. No, if you're tacky enough to buy that cheap oil and then you're going to rub that on my body, you must be out your mind.
I wouldn't mind being rubbed down in Crisco. Maybe just...
Classy. How about manteca, Daniel? Do you like being covered in pig?
Like a tamal. Just rub it on
pig. Coño.
I know you like it. I know you like your tortillas crispy, so I think that would probably work pretty well.
Yeah, you might say everything.
I think my bougiest thing...
The one.
Shut up.
I'm looking for lightning. Is lightning coming?
Hey, I'm trying to think okay, so there are several bougie things, but I think having the housekeeper once a week for a while was kind of bougie.
He's like, oh my God, she did not clean this part of the home. I'm so mad.
I did say that.
This is a man who's been in the house clean forever, ever. And now he's like complaining about one little spot she might have missed.
Okay,
Or
no,
when
so-
she went
okay,
out
so-
on the patio, she did not cut the bush pretty. The
Full,
bush
full
is
transparency, full transparency on what irritated me once, and this is where I realized my level of bouginess had gotten. And it wasn't just bougie; it was like queen bougie. Like I came home and I knew she'd been here because she does leave the marks on the carpets, but she didn't fold the toilet paper into the little triangle that she does, and that just irritated me. I was like. And then the next time she was here, I was like, in Spanish, right? I'm like, you didn't fold the toilet paper when you were here last time. And I heard myself, and I was like,
the fact you mentioned it. What a bitch.
the fact that I mentioned it. It was a full Karen moment before Karens were cool. Full
You
Karen.
did not fold the triangle on my toilet paper.
I was
so pissed at you.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Tickle
Can I
me
talk
with
to your
manteca.
Ooh, Micah.
Tickle me with manteca.
Make me
I'm
slippery. I want to be the slippery pig.
I'm sure that's an option on Tickle Me. It's like, okay, well, what you would like to use? No rain tree oil. Gotcha. Noted. No taken.
Oh God, no, ever. Neutrogena. God, it's like 99-cent store oil. Dude, you might as well just get a bottle of Wesson oil and put it on it.
They take a little spray bottle of Pam. Just
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't want Pam. I only do avocado oil.
the one with olive oil. That smell.
I will say, I had when I was able to afford to be super bougie, I'd get a massage every couple of weeks. I had the most amazing massage therapist. His name is Sean. He's a good friend of mine even to this day, and he knows Daniel too. And he's an astrologer too, and he got married and lives up in the Washington Hills. Looks down on LA. Hello, hello, LA. But he was one of the most amazing massage therapists I ever had, and that's bougie. Like I'm all every other week, and then one time he came late, and I'm like, "Hello, appointment time." Body needs work, and he's like, this is a luxury. It's not something the government's supplying to you. It's not like it just happens. And I'm a person, and I have schedules, and I can be late.
The dollar store sells watches if you need to get one.
I know, right? I got you this watch.
Dollar Tree. I got you this watch.
I can give you a gift when you just
In the time you were late, I went to the store and got you a watch.
I already came and went, and I got you this watch, so you always know what time it is. And when you look at it, you think of me.
And the ringtone is, "You're late. You're late.
You're running late.
You're late."
She's gonna be mad.
So did you say your bougiest thing, Kai? Did we?
Yeah, sparkling water.
Oh, sparkling water.
Oh,
Yes, you do drink sparkling water.
It makes my nose tickle like a rich people.
Which is funny because the ladies at Carlos knew
That you wanted.
that you wanted soda water. She was like,
Mm.
You wanted fizzy water.
uh,
But it also matters what fizzy water. It can't just be like Toco Pico or whatever it's called.
Topo
Topo
Chico.
Loco.
Hey,
I
Topo
do
Chico
like
is good.
Topo Chico is good though. That is becoming bougie.
The truly bougie one is was it
Perrier.
Perrier. And you don't
Yeah.
say Pierre. That's when you know someone's a tacky bitch. When they're all like, "I'd like some Pierre," and they're like, "You mean Perrier? I don't think you're ready for Perrier. How about I just get you a glass of soda water?"
Yes.
And they're in the back blowing bubbles with the straw. There's your freaking soda water. Mister. Here's a tip from Micah. Never use manteca or baby oil when you're sexually intimate during camping. Just
Because it burns.
then you get the wrong kind of bears coming to your tent.
Oh, that's good. And manteca can start to smell like what it is. It starts smelling like you're making bacon if you heat it up enough. Is someone cooking bacon in that tent? No, only us bears in here.
Ooh, carnitas.
Ooh, I want the bacon.
God,
that is so perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And baby oil, I've never heard anything good about baby oil other than you can, if you want skin cancer when you're older, use only baby oil and lay out in the sun. Good luck.
We used to wear that when I was young. When we would go to the pool, we would put baby oil on. And then you're close to hearing your skin sizzling.
Yeah.
And then you got in the pool and there's just this film of baby oil just around you.
And pee.
I think that's what they use in Pam.
It's
just
baby
aerosol.
Spray yourself Pam and lay in the sun. Dry yourself in the sun.
Tocino.
Oh my God. I just thinking like baby oil, like I think, and also something I think a lot of gay men learn is that all of these other than lubes that people like to try to use, like I use Crisco, I use Manteca, I use baby oil, I use whatever.
Vaseline.
They do not have enough viscosity, which is slipperiness, that lasts more than a second. And it ends up just being very uncomfortable and dirty. And usually they foam up or get gross. There's always something nasty that happens. It's like, okay, let's just go out and actually buy the proper product and it won't be gross and disgusting afterwards. Can you imagine trying to take a shower when you're covered in manteca? The water just runs off of you. It's like soap doesn't even want to work.
Vaseline doesn't wash off. I've heard.
No, it doesn't.
I've heard.
Wait, I'm bougie. I don't know anything about Vaseline.
Dodger game. What did I miss?
Dodger game.
You missed being bougie. You missed Queen voices.
Yes.
And don't use Crisco.
And use proper lube when having sex. Like
welcome back. Welcome to the show, everybody. If you're just joining us, this is the Christian and Daniel show, and our guest today is
Don,
the wonderful Mr. Kalama, and we're talking bougie, your manly voices, and sexual foods.
Additives, maybe.
Additives. Cochino and escándalo.
Oh, I think this is the perfect time to watch our TikTok video. So for everybody watching,
our TikTok video is awesome.
We have included in our weekly shows our pick of the week for TikTok videos, and this comes to us from Dylan Armenteros.
All I can say, Dylan, is awesome.
My name is Madison. I'm going to Texas Christian University.
My name is Madison, and I'm going to Texas Christian University.
I'm also going to Texas University. Hi, I'm Jillian. I'm going to Alley Christian. Scratch your cat.
Hi, I'm Jillian. I'm going to Alley Christian. Scratch your cat.
I'm Claire Jensen, and I'm going to BYU.
I'm Claire Jensen, and I'm going to BYU.
I'm Cindy Person, and I'm going to Texas Tech University.
I'm Cindy Person, and I'm going to Texas Tech University.
Hi, my name is Ella Springfield, and I'm going to Louisiana State University. Go Tigers!
Hi, my name is Olivia Springfield, and I'm going to Louisiana State University. Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Go Tigers! Oh my God, this dude, that was so funny. When I first saw that, I was crying. I was laughing so hard because there's another older video that we watched that we used to love that had kind of the same thing where the girls were talking about where they went to school, but it was another girl making fun of them, and it was hilarious too. It was so funny. But I love this guy. That first one kills me every time because I'm going to our university.
I think with
scratch a cat. I'm like, what the hell school's thing is scratch a cat? Why would you scratch a cat?
Speaking of sexual games,
it's like weird.
I think what they were missing though, when they were saying what school they were going to, like they missed the part where they said, "I'm going there for one semester."
Yeah, I'm on the wait list.
Yeah, I'll make it maybe half a semester.
Well, in continuation with this conversation, you wash out la manteca with the popular dish of Dawn.
That's right. Dawn does reject oil.
That's right.
I just feel like Micah has way too much information on all this. Way too much. From the Tickle Me app to the manteca, there's I I don't know. Maybe we should go to Cabo. It feels like they have a lot of fun down there.
All I can say is, as a fellow, as a gay man at my age, I'm not going to pretend like I don't have quite an extensive history of interesting and probably insane exploits that I have participated in my life. And I definitely have seen my fair share of a sample of men. Like, there's not many things on a man that would surprise me anymore.
See, come to Cabo. I feel like that's like
I'm so used to. I got so in the Spanish head. I said come to Cabo. I'm like, come to Cabo. He wrote English and I'm trying to make it Spanish. Let's come to Cabo. Daniel, what's going on? I literally was like, my gosh, I'm losing it. Come to Cabo. Christian's completely illiterate.
Only thing that was missing was Olive Jane saying she got booted from South Carolina.
Yeah.
My name's Olive Jane. I just got booted from South Carolina State.
I got into USC and I got kicked out of USC. Go Trojans!
Go Trojans! Oh, that wouldn't be the right
so many directions to go with all that. So many directions.
Mm-hmm.
You can compare a lot of Cabo.
Well,
and just get Cabo. You can compare a lot. Oh my God. Yes.
Man, if there's anything that we can count on is on you guys to just keep the jokes going. It's too bad Ross isn't here, man. We were missing Regina.
Ross from Regina. He's doing okay because he was going to go see a doctor about his pain last time. So I hope he's doing okay.
Oh, Olive Jane. Olivia.
I know exactly. I'm sorry. I know exactly what you mean.
Olive Jade.
Olivia Jade.
Olivia Jade. Olivia or Olive? Olivia.
I think it's Olivia Jade.
Olivia Jade. Because she's on Dancing with the Stars, and
that's what she's doing these days.
It's like when Brian Lochte was on. It's like you cannot redeem yourself, guys.
But I still wanted to just like her. I wanted to not like her, but she's a pretty good dancer. And
you know what makes me like internally furious is that there's moments when she looks so much like her mom. I immediately go, I hate you. In my head, I'm like, you are a lying, horrific woman who lied. And you denied someone else proper admission into a school that was probably denied because you lied about your daughter and you thought because you're rich and white, you can get away with it. And when she looks like her mom, it just makes me want to hate her. And
then they do the little interviews and she's like, she sounds so nice. I'm like, oh, and then she dances well. And you're like, stop dancing well. Like I wanted her to dance like a scarecrow.
Or you want her to be like, yeah, I know what happened and it did. And that's just privilege. Y'all just jealous. You want her to be like that, but she is so not that.
She's not. She sounds nice. Like
she sounds like she'd be really sweet and like actually kind of a cool friend. So
well, it's about that time, folks. For our picks of the weeks.
Well, about that time, folks.
Yeah.
Going over to the barn.
I ain't talking like that no more. I was bougie now. I was bougie.
I'm bougie. That was about the gayest thing you could have done. Yeehaw! Yay!
All right, Bo and Luke Duke. You ready, Christian?
I'm ready. My pick of the week is Star Trek Lower Decks. It's a really great animated show about kind of like, all the Star Trek shows always talk about the leadership crew on the bridge. And it kind of focuses on all their stories. And this animated series actually focuses on all the unknowns who are working in the guts of the ship and have the worst accommodations and don't have, leadership. They're not being treated like kings and queens of their space. And it's really funny to see because they're like, we're unknowns, we're nobodies, and yet they have all these great adventures and misadventures, and no one notices. Like the command crew at the time is like, oh, well, whatever happens to lower decks, it's fine. You know, it's just like in the original series, if a person had a red shirt on, they were going to die. They were expendable. So it's a very funny show. Highly recommend it. It's in season 2. Season 1's already uploaded, and you can watch it on Paramount Plus or Peacock. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just Paramount Plus, not Peacock.
All right. Well, it's actually wrong. That is not my pick. My pick is Star Trek Upper Decks. It's where they talk about how they prank each other by leaving little surprises in the back of toilets. I'm kidding. I had to make an Upper Deck joke. Mine is the Squid Game. It is on Netflix. I just started watching it, and it's a really intense. It's a TVMA for sure, but it's an intense show about people who are super down on their luck and in a whole lot of debt. And they get this chance to win a gigantic amount of money, but they play all of these kid games. And the stakes are pretty high. Let's just say that. And it's a South Korean production. So there's a lot of subtitles, but it's, it's so worth it. It's very, very well done, very well acted. And I'm halfway through. I think there's 9 episodes on it. And, I would go check it out, but just know, it's it's gonna be a little bit intense, but super good.
Awesome. My pick of the week is Top Chef Family Style, and this is I'm watching it on Peacock, so you can go check them out there and you can stream it, the whole show. But it's very much the idea of Top Chef, if you've been a fan of Top Chef all these seasons. But this is family, so it's a kid and a parent, an uncle or grandparent working together to cook and compete. And the cool thing is seeing first of all, I love watching kids compete because they're like a different level of competition from adults. Like they're trying to help each other. They're so supportive. But to have somebody in their family be there and encourage them to follow their dreams and being chefs or bakers, it's really inspiring. So if you have kids and you want to watch something with them, this is definitely a show to watch. And like me, I'm really trying to expand how I cook. It's one of those things, like if a kid can do this, then maybe I can cook it too. So go check it out, Top Chef Family Style, and it's streaming on Peacock right now. So go check it out.
I'm hungry.
Oh, Daniel, that's so family-centric. So sweet.
You're welcome. Chicago has one of the largest Mexico Halloween street blocks for Christian. Comer in Cabo.
Eat in Cabo?
Hey, that's my friend. That's my friend PG. She's coming up for the first time.
Oh, Patricia, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. We hope
I've always wanted you to meet her, and hopefully in real life at some point.
Well, we'll have to meet her and take her. We'll have to take her to Karl.
Kai, just set it up. Don't wish.
Yeah. Well, she's in Sacramento, ish.
Oh,
so yeah,
Sacramento-ish. Oh, so like Rockland,
Elk Grove. Is that? I might be getting this wrong.
Elk Grove. Yeah, I totally know. I went to school. I went to Sac State for my undergraduate, so I lived up there for 7 years. So.
Oh, nice.
I didn't do my undergraduate degree in 7 years. It was 4 years, but I lived up there for an additional 3 because I was engaged to be married.
Am I related to Paul Garza?
Oh man.
What?
Oh, I was just saying, I was in Sacramento. I was in Sacramento for quite a while, so I know the whole kind of Sacramento Valley, the area. And he mentioned Oak Grove, and that's actually where my ex-fiance went to live right after we broke up a week before our wedding. And I was just saying it was to a woman, and just saying that. And you missed the whole thing because you were thinking about Daniel, probably.
What?
Daniel, the picture's crooked.
Speaking of pictures, but Paul Garza, yes, of course. Uncle Paul. No, I'm kidding. I don't know Paul Garza. But it's really interesting because there's not that many Garzas in California. So I would be interested. You never know. I do have 3rd or 4th cousins out in California. So you never know. Very, very possible. Is he adorable like me? or not. Speaking of pictures, I took a painting class yesterday.
Oh, was that picture I said was beautiful was something you painted?
You know what? You better be careful, Terry.
Sister, so I was saying it was beautiful, but no.
But here's the story. So there is this organization that did this event, and they sent out all these painting kits to people across the country, and you signed up if you were a cancer survivor. So I signed up to this thing, but I didn't really read everything. I was just like, ooh, painting, free kits, I'll do it. And so yesterday I log into this thing, and I'm noticing that all these women are signing on, and there's no guys. And I'm like, and I keep scrolling. There was like 90 people on this webinar, and I keep scrolling, and there are no men, just me. And then I'm noticing there's a lot of like Hebrew type names.
Are you including yourself in the men category?
Shut up, you. This is my story.
I'm a girl.
But I'm noticing like all these Hebrew type names, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I go back and find the email, and I realize that it's a Jewish cancer survivor group.
Jewish women.
Yes. So you either had to be breast or ovarian cancer survivor or going through treatment at the time to do this. And I keep scrolling. I'm like, how did they accept me? I know I look nothing like a Jewish woman. But at that point, I was about to exit, and I'm like, but I already have the kit. Like, I should do it. So this is the painting that we did. It's supposed to be a tree. It's you're looking up at the tree there, and that's the moon in the back. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Which part represents your breast?
The trunk.
Yeah.
I don't think that works, Daniel.
But I didn't. So finally, yes, you should introduce me to your friend. Oh, there was something about the show. Are you laughing at my infiltrating? She's laughing at my infiltrating this Jewish cancer survivor women's group to paint. But I mean, they must have known when I filled the application that I was a dude.
They probably were so mystified that a little Mexican man who had anal cancer is filling out their application for a Jewish women's breast cancer survival group. They probably just want to see who this is. This guy's crazy. We want to see.
Daniel is considered a Hebrew name, like it does have,
right, but not a
female
Jewish name. I mean,
that's so beautiful. It says I'm a proud Jewish woman. Patricia, I like you already.
I know, Patricia. I'm digging you. That's good. I'm a proud Jewish woman.
Yeah, but see,
that's exactly what the picture says.
It's not so bad. I mean,
that's well done, man.
I mean, it is pretty.
There we go. My sister's here. I wonder if she's going to be here.
Oh, yes, Nancy.
I was going to send you a picture of it today. I just didn't have a time. I was going to send you a picture and show you that I took a painting class. It was just one day, so no. For everybody, this is my sister.
Yeah, this is Nancy. This is Daniel's sister. She did that beautiful picture behind him.
She's the one that painted this. So
she's an amazing, talented artist.
Yeah. No competition.
She's one of my favorite people in the world.
Hello. But yeah, no competition. She's the painter of the family.
Yeah, not that.
But
Daniel I just only paints for Jewish female cancer survivors.
Yes. I'm. My sister is the Mexican painter of the family. I'm the Jewish one, and in this case,
the Jewish Daniel Garza.
In my alone time, I play Barbara Streisand on Alexa and paint.
I'm sure they were on there like, she's probably had it hard.
Yeah, she obviously had it hard. Because look at her, even that short haircut, my God.
She's had a hard life, if you know what I mean.
She must be in recovery of some sort. She must be just growing her hair back. And that skin, my God.
I did feel bad at a certain point. I was like...
And she didn't pluck the hairs off her chin today for the meeting. Golly. I'm sorry. And then I go from Jewish to some type of hick. But anyway.
Chemo's making her a little hairy, if you know what I mean.
I mean, my goodness, doll. I mean,
now I sound like a Hollywood casting agent. I got a role for you. Coming through. Coming into my office.
Then you stuff the cigarette back in.
You're a doll.
There you go. You're a doll. Oh,
but I'm gonna have to. Like, they wanted us to send them an email with our picture and show them. So I'm gonna write them back and say thank you for letting me take the class. Like, you didn't have to, but I guess they saw cancer. And
I have a similar story that my first move down here to LA. I'm an Overeaters Anonymous. I'm 16 years sober from eating tens of thousands of calories, and I'm 278 pounds down from my top weight. But I don't know why I'm identifying like I'm in a meeting. But the very first meeting I went to here in LA, I wanted a meeting in West Hollywood. I wanted to have a room full of hot gay men. There are no hot. You're not going to find hot men in an overeating program. But anyway, but there's some really flaming hot men at the AA meeting across the street. Alcoholics. There's some good looking alcoholics. Anyway, I go to this meeting. It's at the Log Cabin right there on Robertson. Very popular place for 12-step meetings. I walk in and I notice there's this huge circle of chairs, and it seemed weird to me, but everyone there was a woman. And I'm like, oh my God, this program's like full of women. This is gonna be really tough for me. I'm so not female. I'm very masculine. And so I walk in and I'm, hello, ladies. I'm here for my recovery. They let me sit down with them, and it's a big book meeting, and I was in no mood to read some big blue book. I mean, are you serious? And I sit down with them, and like as the meeting goes on, they're talking about some pretty incredibly deep female issues that are not male issues. They're female stuff. And I'm like, I lean over and I go, I'm not sure, but is this what all the meetings are like? And the lady looks at me and goes, no, honey. This is what the women's focus meetings are like. I could have died. I started sweating like a farm animal. I was a 500-pound man sweating like a farm animal, squeezed into this little spot with the ladies. And they, by the grace of God, they followed the ninth tradition, which is you don't kick anyone out, you never turn anyone away. And they let me sit in their women's focus meeting. And I could tell you, I'm sure there were women who were not happy I was there. And no matter how much I like to think I'm a girl, I'm not. And they were the sweetest people. And I remember after the meeting, they go, this may not be the right meeting for you, hon, but we have a 12-stepper here with a whole list of meetings for you to go to. And they go, this was actually a women's focus meeting. And they go, we just want you to know that. And I go, I understand now. I'm humiliated. I'm going to go eat.
He's like, what about those cramps, ladies? Am I right or am I right?
Am I right, ladies? I need donuts. How about you? But it was crazy.
Right? Am I right?
No, men. I need donuts because of men. Okay?
Always trying to fill that hole.
Kai! Yes! There was a time when that statement was very true.
I think I knew it would just take an hour to like immerse you into the gay conversation.
I think it's hilarious because at least it was a gay man who walked in there, so I could bitch about men too. But unfortunately, I think a lot of the women were actually alternative lifestyles.
Yes, he still went there.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about the hole in the donut.
I know the donut hole and the hole in our spiritual being that needs to be filled with recovery. Not all that other stuff you crazy bougie people were thinking.
No donut holes around here, people. Con manteca para el bowl. And we bring it back around.
And yes, the merry-go-round goes round and round.
But Kai, for everybody watching, this is his Instagram page. Go check him out. What do you got going on? What's coming up?
Right now, I'm playing a lot of live shows. So I'll be posting where I'm going to be. Playing a lot of stuff in San Diego and Orange County in California. And hopefully we'll be posting some other just like videos of me doing like my versions of certain songs and stuff like that, and working on some solo music, hopefully to be out, I would say probably within the next year or so.
Wow.
And for everybody watching, if you're looking for a duo, or because you also have a band that works with you sometimes, right?
Yeah, we can put together a trio, or or four guys, and I play a lot with my brother. We're the Kalama brothers, and most of our regular show is at the Disneyland Hotel at a place called Trader Sam's, and we're there once or twice a week.
Wow.
And yes, he does have an amazing voice. So if you're interested, if you're in the Orange County, if you're in the California area, and you're interested in either just him or brothers, make sure you get in touch with them. They are amazing together. Like I said, he's amazing. They're each amazing on their own. They're amazinger together. If you want to fly him anywhere in the country, he's also there. So check out his videos too. He's got some good stuff on the Kalama Brothers videos. So check this out.
Phrasing, Daniel. It's always phrasing.
Anyway.
Anyway.
But
moving on.
Yes, we've come to the end of the show. This is it, folks.
Oh my gosh, time just flew away.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was a blast, man. Let's do this again.
Oh, absolutely, Kai. We'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would love to have you back on our show where my name's the first one in the list. I say yes. Daniel.
No, please. Anytime you want to come on, just let us know, and you're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
For everybody,
and if you want to team up and have your brother,
no, fine, Patricia, we won't have him back. Like, calm down.
No, I don't. No, don't have him back.
She's like, no. One time's enough. That's what I say. For everybody watching, remember that you can catch us during the week. We've got the Christian and Daniel show here on Wednesdays, the Card Diva on Fridays, and on Saturdays, putting together conversations with 2 episodes. Check those out. Also, I'll be back on TikTok soon, so we'll have more of those episodes. If you have not purchased my book, why not? Go get it. Grubby Bunny in the Colors Game. You can find it in any of these 5 outlets. Second edition and Spanish version coming out soon, along with the alignment deck that I created. That should be coming out pretty soon too. If you are interested in getting a preview, let me know, and I can sneak in a session for you. So just hit me up and we'll do that. What was that, Christian?
Huh?
What was that?
Did you say something important?
Did you have something to say?
No, I didn't hear anything you said. Were you talking?
Manteca?
But Escándalo?
With that said, we want to thank our good friend, Mr. Kai Kalama, for being on the show.
Yes, thank you, Kai.
Thank you,
it's
guys.
good to see you. I don't get to see Kai as much as Daniel does, so it's good to see you.
Love you guys.
Yay.
Oh, yes, of course. We will get you a first edition. Excellent. Yes.
Signed, by the way, Daniel. Signed.
We'll have to come to Sacramento. We'll do a 1 book signing day in Sacramento just for you. But anyway, folks, thank you.
Don't forget, folks, Daniel will be at LA Comic-Con in December.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that's a huge event. So.
Yeah, LA Comic-Con will be there with the new edition, the second edition, English and Spanish. So if you are going to be
and
LA
the cards will
Comic-Con,
be ready too.
December 4th and 5th, if I'm correct.
4th
and 5th? Yes, December 4th and 5th, LA Comic-Con. Come and join us, find us. We'll be posting more information about that. And buy a book, get it signed, and we'll see you then. For now, I want to thank all of you for joining us. We will see you next week. Bye.
We'll see you next time.